Hello everyone, in today's video we're going to be checking out these PCIe splitter / multiplier things. Now what these do is they take one PCIe slot inside your computer and allow you to connect multiple devices. These are great if your PC doesn't have enough PCIe slots and you want to connect some more devices. This one here, despite looking like a USB card, is absolutely not. It's designed to work with these sort of standard mining adapters that just plug into the USB ports like so. Now, my PC I only have one slot, but I want to connect a lot of devices like the serial card, firewire maybe, some more USB ports, maybe some TV, some Wi-Fi. But my motherboard only has one slot, so in today's video we're going to be testing out some of these adapters to see how well they work. Now, to test these cards, obviously we're going to need a computer. Now I've got my PC set up. The first adapter we're going to try testing is this one, which is the just one PCIe to two PCIe adapter. Now to test this I'm going to be using my USB card and my serial card plugged into the adapter. Now we can just turn the PC on. And we can boot into Windows. For this I'm using Windows 11 on my normal test SSD, but that shouldn't really matter. These devices don't seem to require any specific drivers or anything, they just seem to work normally. And on other PCs I've tested with older BIOSes and stuff, surprisingly they also work. As you can see, the mouse that's plugged into the USB card is moving. If we just log into the PC, go into Task Device Manager, we can also see my serial card being detected. I was quite surprised by this. I expected these adapters to be very finicky and barely work. But no, they overall seem to work very well and quite reliably. Now we're going to test to see if the 4X adapter works in this PC with 4 PCIe cards. As you can see, believe it or not, every single device is working. We have all of this stuff detected in our PC, and there isn't really any too bad latency issues as we move the mouse. It's not too bad. I mean, there is a little bit of latency on it, but I don't think it's much worse than just having the USB card plugged straight into the PC. So I'm quite impressed. Now let's try and do some speed tests. Now we're going to test the performance of these two adapters. To do this, we're going to need a PC and something to plug into the adapter. For this, I'm using two USB SSDs plugged into two different USB cards in different slots on the motherboard. Now, to get a baseline test, we're going to run Crystal Disk Mark on both SSDs and see what sort of speeds we get. Now we've got our baseline performance, let's try out the first adapter with both USB cards plugged in. Now the test is done. As we can see, we've lost about half the performance. Now this is probably because the ASMedia chip on here, the ASMedia 1182E, is only PCIe Gen 2 connection to the motherboard, which is unfortunate because it theoretically limits it to only 4 gigabits per second, which isn't a huge amount. Now we're going to test this 4X card. I don't know what chip it uses, but I'm hoping it's going to be PCIe Gen 3. As we can see, I have the second adapter all connected up with the USB cards, so let's find out how the performance is. Unfortunately, this card seems much to be the same story, as yet again we've only got about 200 megabits per second for each drive. Now, I somewhat expected this because these adapters were both quite cheap on AliExpress, and I don't think anyone even makes these PCIe splitter chips anymore, and for GPU mining you really don't need that much actual throughput, which I think is what these were designed for. Either way, this is still plenty of bandwidth for my application, which is a couple of sound cards and maybe a FireWire card or whatever. Nothing that needs a lot of performance. As you can see, I've got all the PCIe cards crammed in my PC, and the adapter has been working perfectly fine for the last couple of days.